Hi there, I'm Jan Phillips, and here's my new Buddha. And we're here today to clarify a few issues for those of you who think that you're either not artist enough or not activist enough to come to our Art and Activism event. So I just wanted to redefine what we mean by art and activism. For one thing, an artist is somebody who makes something, who uses their imagination to create something that didn't exist before. So I am here to make the case for you that you're an artist every day because you wake up to an empty canvas of 24 hours and you create your life. And that is your ultimate masterpiece, or not, whatever the case may be. But are you an artist? Yes, because you're engaged in the most amazing creation of all time, which is the creation of your life and the creation of the culture that you're a part of, and the creation ultimately of this entire civilization that centuries from now will be talked about, hopefully. And we will have been the ones that created that civilization. This is the culture. It looks like it looks because we live in it. So I'm not talking about artists that you have to know how to watercolor, or you have to know how to square dance, or you have to know how to do a ballet. I am talking about the kind of mindfulness that you come to the making of your life with. That is what we're talking about when we talk about art. Using the highest levels of our creativity to create and manifest and cause our life to have the purpose that it means and wants to have the passion that Joseph Campbell talked about when he talked about following our bliss. That's what we're talking about when we say we're the artists of being alive. So are you an artist? Yes, you are. Now, are you an activist? What do we know about activism? Well, when you think of activism, you think of Dr. Martin Luther King, you think of Mother Teresa maybe, you think of Gandhi, you think of the great activists who have caused a big enough commotion to change social legislation in this country. I'm talking about activism with a small a, the activism that we all do as we go through our days, because we cause people to feel certain ways, to think certain things. We provoke thoughts, we evoke emotions just by our nature, because we have an electromagnetic field that extends 8 feet around us, and we cause people to feel a certain way. And we want to take responsibility for what are we causing to erupt in the feelings, in the heart zone, in the thoughts of the people who encounter us in our daily lives. So that's activism by default. You are causing things to happen. All day long you make up stories about what's happening with you, what has happened with you, what you hope will happen for you. In these stories, you're always the hero, they're always the villains. That's the nature of ourselves as storytellers. We speak from our personal experience. So to come to the table knowing that we're artists who use our imaginations to create the lives that we're stepping into, that we're activists because the power of our energy field, the power of our love, the power of our thoughts causes other people to feel differently, to think differently, to do different things, that we are by default artists and activists. So I am saying, come to the table, be with us, and to hear the stories and to tell your stories, to become more mindful of how it is that you, waking up in the morning, coming to your day with a certain consciousness, causes ripples everywhere you go. For us to enhance our own consciousness in the matter of how we are creating our lives, how we are creating our culture, will cause there to be a ripple effect in the civilization at large, in the culture at large. We can have a global effect. We do have a global effect. Just look like those butterfly wings in Tokyo that cause a hurricane in Brazil, or however that goes. That's us. That's the power of our stories. It's the power of our lives. It's the power of our truth-telling. So this symposium is an opportunity for us to come together to really get that, so that we can leave there being way more radiant forces, way more powerful storytellers, with a community that we're engaged in now, that calls us home, that has us be accountable, and that broadcasts our energy to the rest of the world in the same way that we broadcast theirs, having been together intimately and magically and powerfully for these 3 days. So don't be discouraged, and don't not come because you don't think you're artistic enough or activist enough. If you're breathing, you're artistic and activist enough for us. So see you there in June. Adios, amigas.